This is Necesse, a top-down survival sandbox game where you explore, gather resources, build your base, and face powerful bosses across the world. And for this video, I'll be using a couple of mods that would enhance our experience with Necesse, giving us a fresh new adventure. So grab a snack and let's begin. Alright, so we start by doing the tutorial. So we cut some trees. Also, I'm not sure what mod I installed, but I got a free accessory and some iron tools. There's also a recipe book mod I added which can tell me what items are available or how to get them. I also added the RPG mod where we can add individual stats or we can pick classes, and there are also skills per class. And since most of my Necesse run is based on swords or ranged weapons, this time I decided to go for the wizard class. There are a couple of interesting abilities here, but I prioritize mana regeneration because I know for a fact that magic uses a lot of mana and it consumes very fast, so mana regeneration will be very valuable as a start. Anyways, let's get started. So I chopped a bunch of wood to start with. I did like a couple of tutorials like talking to the elder, making the workbench, and then making a wooden pickaxe, but I was lacking some wood. And look at this little guy. This guy is from the Aphorea Mod. It is a slime. So there's a couple of new monsters we're gonna encounter with this mod. Also, I needed to visit the underground and immediately I saw a sapphire deposit, so this was pretty lucky. I also added a mod which destroys all the veins if I were to mine some ores. So this is very convenient since it breaks everything. Since I was down here already and had some iron tools, I decided to continue my adventure here and grab a couple of ores before going up. And I would also grab the sapphires, of course. Alright, forgot to mention, in this mod, there are classes to the monsters. So there are sometimes monsters that are very tanky, like the legend one, like this goblin right here. Oh my god. And there are monsters that can heal, which is pretty annoying. And other monsters that give you a debuff, or monsters that runs really fast. So yeah, there's a variety of things that we can experience in this mod. And looky what I found at the chest of the old man. There were so many freebies. So this is like a kickstart to our adventure to speed things up. This is amazing. Also, we have like 3 beds, so I don't need to worry about finding some sheeps for wool to craft bed. We can now have like 4 residents in this village. Continuing my quest, I had to put a settlement flag and I'll be calling this area the Rogue Nation. Alright. After that, all I really need to do is accept the quest from the Elder to kill the Evil's Protector, which we can summon at night if we get the summoning item. One thing about Necesse is there are organization to the chest or how you can task your villagers to do something. I never really did this on my previous playthroughs. So I decided I really need to make use of this. So instead of me struggling to organize my stuff, the villagers, or our future villagers, will organize for us instead. And I would just have 2 chests that can drop all my items, and I will leave it to my villagers to organize this for me. So this is the plan I have decided. And look, immediately I see the old man already organizing the seed storage box that I decided to set up. It's amazing. I never really truly made use of this system. It's awesome. After that shenanigans, I continued exploring the caves. I needed a couple of ores so I can make my first wand. There was one particular enemy I hated in this mod. It was the exploding enemies because the impact feels really strong, but the damage is not really that impactful. Still, it's very annoying because it pushes me back sometimes. That really messes up my gameplay, I guess. But it's fun though. It's like variety of enemies. And look at this. We got a summon item already. So we just need to wait for nighttime. But I don't plan to fight it until I got like the best armor set. Also, in this mod, there's rings as accessories, and it gives you stats for the RPG mod. Anyways, I found an entrance to a treasury room, and you know what this means. There's going to be a lot of traps that I need to go through in order to get to the treasure. And since I don't really have a lot of HP with me, I'm gonna go slow with this. Because we had some free bread and potion, I managed to safely reach the treasure area and got myself a shine belt. And other useful stuff like random accessories that we would need later in order to craft something stronger. Anyways, continuing our hunt for ores, I chased down this random cabling. It's very hard to deal with these guys since I don't really have any ranged weapon at the moment and they run very fast. Also, I was very happy to discover a den of vampires because I needed their accessory as well as bat wings in order to craft a wooden staff and I guess a blood bolt spell if I'm lucky enough that they would drop it. If not, I'll have to find more of these vampires or just craft it myself once I get some books. I got the accessory I wanted after destroying all the graves and coffins here, but not the blood bolt sadly, so still no magic weapon for us. Anyways, as I went to the surface, I was met with a pawnbroker visiting my village, and since I needed some gold for future use, I sold a couple of useless stuff I don't really need. Aside from that, I expanded my storage system since I got a couple of chests at the mines. I was just pretty addicted to be more organized in this run. I'm still in a point where I'm amazed that there was a system like this. I never really utilized it. And finally, I have crafted our very first magic weapon, the sprinkler. Also, I added a mod that enhancement scrolls are unlimited use. It is a pretty overpowered mod which I can just enchant all my items once I discover the enchantment scrolls. I'm just waiting for a chance to get like a really good one so we can enchant my stuff over and over again. Anyways, since I got a couple of iron from my trip to the mines, I crafted myself some shears because I need to grab some wools now in order to make my first magician armor set. I didn't want to kill the sheep. I want them to regrow their wools because I know I would need even more later on. Back off, slime. I'm a magician now. Sadly, shearing all the sheep, it wasn't enough to craft the entire set, but I did have the hat and the armor. And so I went adventuring on the surface to look for more sheep to grab their wools, but I couldn't really find anything close by, so I had to explore it further. This is the monster with dark attribute, and it will give me a dark curse which makes monsters deal more damage to me. So they are something very annoying to deal with because each time you attack a monster, they will give you that curse. Also, attacking this polar bear was a mistake, so I gotta skedaddle out of there. Anyways, I finally found the sheep I was looking for and grabbed their wool. So now we can get the complete armor set. But I wanted to continue my adventure though because I was looking for a village that I can maybe trade with in the future. And what I found was this really unique structure where there were these plague doctors looking guys. They also sold stuff and I bought myself an infinite rope. This is an unlimited rope just as the name implies. So we can bring unlimited amounts of animals towards our home. Aside from that, I stole a couple of things from their stone coffins and chests. So yeah, free stuff, let's go. And before I actually went home, I decided to capture a couple of sheep to bring. There's a trick to this. If you rope animals and you use a recall scroll, you actually bring everything back. And since I don't have any fences right now, I just release them near my base and I'll grab them later once I have a dedicated spot for my sheeps. Also, I finally have a new settler. Now there is 3 of us in this village. Speaking of the sheep, I finally made the area for the sheep. So we can raise them here, set this area up as a husbandry, and the village will automatically shear and kill the sheep once they reach a certain amount. So I grab all the sheep and place them on their new home. It's pretty hard to let them enter though, but once I got the hang of it, I got them in. I also started a farm for our villagers to manage. For now, I'll be planting wheat so the sheep have something to eat. Actually, I decided to expand my farm some more and just planted assorted seeds that I have collected so far. I then found a swamp just near my base, and I grabbed a couple of things that I didn't have. Well, most of his stuff I grabbed, but I also grabbed his cooking pot since I don't have one. So this is the friendly witch, and she sells a couple of potions that are very useful for me, but I don't really have that much money on me right now, so I just bought a couple. There are also a couple of these friendly dryads scattered all over the world, and they sold this explorer satchel. Usually you don't get this early on since you have to combine 3 other trinkets, but since he was selling it, I bought it. There's also this picnic site, and they usually contain like traveler's bag. I don't know, maybe from dead travelers. And I got myself a potion pouch from this, so this was a very good haul. And look at this. So this area is the Aphorea Mod area. And yeah, it looks really dangerous, so I don't really plan on getting there anytime soon. I was looking for something particular on these houses that I encounter. I wanted to get a random cooking stove if I can, but I could not really find one. I did, however, found a house that had like a lot of rune-related items. I think the runes are from the Aphorea Mod as well. And this was, I guess you could say a lucky find because look at all these items. There are a lot of various runes in the game, and I usually just use the one that has increased damage or attack speed. And these runes can be activated using a rune injector, and it usually has a pretty long cooldown. But it is very overpowered, with a cost of some of your maximum HP as collateral though, to buff yourself up. At one of those campsites, I found myself a sprinkler. This is an improvement to our sparkler. This has way more damage, so we can finally try and fight the evil's protector because of this wand. And so upon returning home, I started clearing out the area. The fastest way would be to throw dynamites on the ground and let it destroy the trees. Afterwards, I summoned the evil's protector. Rune! Oh my god, look at this attack speed. Ouch. Rune. Wait, we can't activate. I forgot to use my ice bolt. Oh my god, why did it hit that one? Oh shoot. Ouch. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, don't die, don't die, don't die. Nice. Oh lord, let's go. Okay, so after killing the evil's protector, we consume something called a demon's heart, which increased our maximum HP by 50. Afterwards, I continued to fight the evil's protector, maybe 4 more times to get all the accessories, so I can craft something called a foci, which increases all damage type by 15%. Also, my wizard level has reached level 5. Now I have something called a fire enchantment, which burns my enemy as I damage them. I wasn't done with the evil's protector yet, but since it's morning, I decided to summon the boss on the Aphorea mod called the Unstable Gels Slime. This thing was far easier than the evil's protector. It just like summons mini slimes and teleports all around. It doesn't really have any lethal move as long as you pay attention and dodge its attacks. So yeah, I easily took care of this one. I now had a new staff, but it's not really that effective against this guy. My sparkler is still way better. Look at this damage. Anyways, aside from that magical staff, there wasn't anything else that was interesting on that slime. So once night came, I fought the evil's protector once again to get all the accessories. After that was done, I then made the balanced foci. This will significantly boost my damage, so let's go. Oh, and let me introduce you the InstaHouse. So this thing is a mod called InstaHouse or InstaHouse, which enables you to craft something called an InstaHouse and like just lay it down and you have a house already without doing it yourself. So this is a pretty neat mod. It saves a lot of time manually building houses for your villagers. I also crafted myself a blood plate armor set, which significantly boosts my armor and regeneration. I didn't have any other mage gears that I could craft, so I just decided to go for this one. Afterwards, I visited a village that I located using some map fragments, and now we can, I guess, shop and sell stuff to these guys. As for our next goal, it'll be to defeat the queen spider at the ice biome. So for now, I'm gonna go around and look for random ores and treasure chests so I can improve my gears before fighting the boss. But I did a little oopsies. I actually destroyed an egg. So now it summoned the queen spider. So I have no choice but to fight this guy. Thankfully though, we have our flame enhancement to take care of the mobs really quick, as well as a lot of intelligence stats, a slight boost on our damage. If I mean slight, it's actually really significant. And we have unlimited mana because of our passive that gives us mana regeneration. But honestly, it's not really unlimited. It does get drained if I use my attack speed ability, since I'll be using magic more. Still though, this is a lot of mana that won't be running out anytime soon unless we increase our attack speed. The spider fight was pretty easy as I could dodge a spider easily unless I get stuck in a corner somewhere. So I really got to find an area where there's like open spaces so I don't die. I had an easy time dodging its charge attack. I just stepped side by side, and the flame enhancement is really helping a lot by burning a percentage of its HP. It's not that big, but it does help. Thanks, we boost. Oh my god. Huh. Nice. We killed the spider queen. Right, that was unexpected, but we won, so it's okay. So we have the spider heart. We increase our HP. It's now 220. After that fight, I continued grinding at the snow cave since I still have a lot of items I want to get. More or less the ore so I can craft like a new armor set. And I would continue fighting the spider queen until I get all its loots before moving on to the next target. Alright, so returning home, I grabbed the rewards for defeating the spider queen. And now our next target is the void wizard. I immediately went to where the dungeon was and defeated a couple of mages that were staying on top. I needed their void shards so I can start crafting myself some new gear. And boy, I really do need an upgrade because I don't really damage these guys that much. They're very tanky now, so I need new weapons and new armors. The dungeon is pretty straightforward. I just need to explore the entire thing until I find the stairs towards the boss. Or to find a bunch of chests. And another thing I want to find down here is a wizard that is bound. I would like him to be in my settlement. I really like the amount of enemies that this place has. It's so easy to level up because of these guys. Even though they're tanky, I have my fire enhancement right now at level 3, so I'm significantly killing them really fast. Also, it didn't take long for me to find where the boss area was, but I'm still not ready to face this guy not until I get the entire new armor set of the Void. I also stole a Void Alchemy table in one of the houses of the Void Wizards here. So yeah, we don't need to upgrade it ourselves now. I just stole one. After farming and going home, I can now craft a new weapon. It would be the Blood Volley. It is a Blood Bolt spell mixed with some Void Shards, and now we have the Blood Volley. I also crafted myself the entire Void Armor set, and this thing will significantly boost our magic spells. Aside from that, I made myself a Nightmare Talisman, which increased my mana regeneration by 250%, so no more worries of really running out of mana even if I spam my skills. And now, I was ready to face the wizard. So with the Blood Volley on hand, a lot of potions to buff us with, and our bush summon that I got from one of the wizard rooms. This guy has like a giant hammer, so it's pretty cool. Anyways, let's begin this fight. We have the Blood Volley in hand, and oh my god, this thing is very strong. He's dying already. What the hell? Speed. Okay. Not good. Oh. Yeah, Blood Bolt is amazing. So right now I have, I think, 14 base intelligence, and each intelligence increases my magic damage by 1%, I believe, mana regeneration by 5%. So you can guess how overpowered I have become from all the intelligence I've been putting to. Alright, I also got this Void Staff. It's a new magic weapon that we can use, a straight line of laser. Still, I think my Blood Volley is amazing compared to this. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I got another extra trinket slot after defeating the Void Mage, so now we have 5. Also, I forgot to rescue the wizard that was trapped here, and I would need the wizard in order to buy a couple of stuff that he sells, so I'm back at the dungeon. Aside from that, there was another agenda I did here. It was to bomb dungeon walls, as these walls sell for a lot of gold coins, so this is going to be our source of money. It didn't take long for me to find the wizard, and now that we found him, we can recruit him for our settlement. The wizard already sells the homestone and the waystone, but I won't be buying this since I haven't really unlocked this yet. Very tempting though, because it's a convenience thing to have. Anyways, for our next target, it will be the rune-bound Chieftain. So I'm now here at the Plains Cavern to look for wherever the heck the arena is. Also, I need to kill a lot of monsters here to get their materials and loot a couple of runestones so I can make the next tier of items. And by the way, this is what the runestone looks like. I'm not sure if the monsters drop them too, but there are cavelings who has runestones, so that gives us a couple of extra ones. Also, look what I found. It's the cavern for the Aphorea Mod. So if you step on the pink water, it actually damages you, so stay out of there. I finally found a clue to where the arena might be. So usually if you enter a cavern that is full of these, I don't know what to call these on the floor, but these types of tiles, it usually leads to somewhere important. I'm assuming the arena. And look what I stumbled upon. It is a chest containing something called the Spammer, and it is a gun type weapon. I tried it out, and this thing shoots like random things. Definitely the rightful term for the Spammer, and oh my god, the water is annoying. Also, there was a bear here I took care of. Well, the summon took care of, but yeah, we did it. We have gained an achievement. Anyways, I eventually found where the altar is, and all I really need now is the summoning item in order to initiate this fight. So I need to look for a couple more chests and grab like a bone offering, and then we can start the fight. But actually, I decided to go home first. Totally forgot I needed to upgrade my armor set, and now we have the runic armor set. I also crafted a couple of extra armor sets for my villagers to wear. This will ensure that they are protected if ever there is a raid in the base. And then went around and discovered a bunch of random villages, as well as getting a couple of cows that I could. It seems I couldn't steal the cows from the other village, so I had to look in the field. I wanted to start already my cow farm, so that's why I went out to the field first and like deliver the cows. And here we are. The only thing I really need is an animal keeper. I never really had a visitor that is an animal keeper yet, so we need someone who will join us here. I also started an area where my villagers would chop down wood and regrow wood, so I won't need to worry about restocking on wood. So they'll be the one handling this now. So no more chopping down wood for me. So yeah, very useful stuff. Also, I have reached level 10 in my wizard class, so now I can learn something new. I can only choose out of the 3 passive shields to get, and I chose the one that would freeze the enemies if they hit me once. And I'll be invulnerable to damage for 1 shot only. Anyways, it's time to fight the rune-bound chief. So before we actually fight this guy, he tests us first by summoning his minions. They're not really hard to deal with. Also here, I'm trying out my new spell. It's pretty weak, but it does stun them for like 2 seconds. Still, it's really weak, so I'm probably removing the skill after this fight. Honestly, the only skill good in this wizard class is the enhancements or the buffs, not really the attack spells. It's very weak. The shield is awesome too, since I can negate 1 damage. And look at the damage I'm dealing to the Runebound Chief. I'm very OP right now, but not that OP. Still, it does boost a lot of my damage having this mod. Enough talk and let's kill this boss. He's dead. Already. Nice. Anyways, I continued to fight this guy since I wanted his magic staff. Aside from that, I just wanted to get all the equipments that he will drop. This staff, the damage isn't really amazing or great. So yeah, I don't really plan on using this. But I just got it just to try it out. Anyways, with our quest done, our next target would be the boss in the swamp guardian. Each and after every biome, I update my accessories that I have if I can improve something. I also, I think, have a mod that has like new accessories that I could craft that combines most of the accessories, making it more powerful. Also, I visited the swamp at night because there's a certain mob that only spawns at night, which would be this pink witch right here. And she drops something called Stardust, which is required on a lot of Aphorea Mod items to be crafted. It also has this really nice looking witch hat, but I can't really see it properly because of my eye shield. I will remove my eye shield just to see stuff properly. Stat-wise, it's pretty bad, so I'm just keeping my runic helmet. Anyways, we're now at the swamp. And our goal right now is to gather a couple of ivy ores and maybe something else here that we don't have, like accessories and stuff. But there's also something special that I'm looking out for here. It would be a church-looking area that is full of witches, because I would want their item set or armor set. It took a while, but I finally found the church where the witches were. So I destroyed the gate and started raiding the place. The witches were pretty tanky, but yeah, soon enough they will die from my blood bolt. Aside from the armor set, there were also weapons here stored in their chests, like a necrotic flask or a necrotic sword. The armor set I'm talking about, it boosts both magic and summon damage. I then tried out the new weapon from the Aphorea Mod. It looks really cool, but now it's time to test out the damage. I think this serves as an early weapon, so it's pretty bad. So I'm gonna be using something else instead. It's a melee but magic damage weapon. After all those shenanigans, it's now time to set up our arena in the swamp so we can fight the swamp guardian. Oh my god. Oh wow, I'm strong. Necrotic flask is very good against this guy. It's like shooting tornadoes all over. Look at the speed where I'm throwing this potion. I'm dying though. I killed it. Alright, we won. We won, but I'm dying. Alright, so reduce all damage taken by 80%. That's crazy. Now we have an increase in HP. I think I like this flask. Anyways, I continued fighting the Swamp Guardian, and it seems the boulder staff that I crafted in my base was way stronger than my necrotic flask against this guy. He died so fast, it's crazy. And now we have the dredging staff, which is gonna be one of my primary weapons now. The Swamp Tome is pretty bad, so I'm not gonna be using it. I still continued killing the Swamp Guardian to get the other items I haven't gotten yet, and the dredging staff, it's pretty nice against normal mobs, but the boulder staff is just amazing. After defeating the Swamp Guardian, I then went to random villages and placed down some waygates. So I have an easy way of accessing all these villages to buy stuff or sell stuff. Also, look at this alchemist selling a portal flask. I immediately bought one. So we have the convenience of going to our base and back to where we left. Okay, we're now at the sand cave. So our goal here is similar to the other caves. We'll be looting all the available ores here, as well as collecting all the available accessories. But another thing I need to do here is find where the altar is, because in order to summon the boss, we'll need to locate the altar. It honestly did not take long for me to stumble upon where the summoning area is, so now we can just spam the heck out of this thing. But first, I want to upgrade my gear so I won't be initiating the fight. And look at the amount of potion buffs I have, because I bought most of it from the alchemist on the other village. So now we have a good stock of healing potions, buff potions. We have spelunker mining potions, so it's easier to venture in the caves now. But before I continued exploring the cave, since I stumbled upon the Aphorea Mod area, I'm not really sure what to call this place. I think it's the infected area. So these things, when you break the rocks, it summons pink golems that you have to fight. I usually use bombs to destroy them, so I'm ready to like face them and just kill them straight away. As for the chests, they're actually mimics, and that was very surprising because I was not ready to fight a mimic there. Anyways, I continued exploring the area as they dropped something called a spinel heart. I think that's what it's called. It increases your maximum HP by 5 each time you use one, to a maximum of like plus 300, I think. So yeah, this is a lot of HP to get just by killing these guys and looting the items. I eventually stumbled upon where the boss is, and there's so many rocks here, so I had to clear the way first, destroy everything. Maybe it's a monster hiding, so I will make sure to break all the rocks before we activate the boss. After I was done, it's time to activate this boss fight. Wait, does this not move at all? Oh my god, there's a dragon. Oh my god. Oh my god, what the hell? I'm not even sure if I'm hitting it or something. What am I supposed to do? It feels like it's not hitting me. It's just shooting stuff. Ah, it's the tower again. Oh, it's dead already? Well, okay. The sword looks pretty cool. It's very huge, but the attack speed on this thing is very slow, so that's the only downside. It does have this ability to spin, but just like that. The katana is better. Maybe these stairs are an idea that will never become reality, or maybe in the future they'll lead somewhere, but it's uncertain. Oh, okay, so this is the only thing we can defeat right now. Oh look, diamond backpack. Nice. Anyways, back to business. Let's defeat the Vulture. My damage is so high, what the heck? This Vulture is no match. Is it dead already? Yeah, that was fast. Okay, cool. I continued killing the Vulture until I got everything I wanted from it. Alright, completing the mission, I now had a recall flask. I don't really need it since I already have the portal flask. As for my next quest, it's to kill the pirate captain. And so after some preparations, I then raided the pirate village. So the new staff is very useful because I can hide behind walls and just kill them on sight. I did not expect I was actually hitting the pirate leader already. So this was a bad start, but whatever. I think we got this. As long as like we try to regenerate some of our health back, then we're fine. I was dying though because, you know, I'm very low in health. I'm just hoping that I don't die. I'm currently wearing something that would give me one more chance. I forgot what it's called, but it is a combination of a frozen heart and something. Die. Yes! No! We died together! Oh my god. Good thing we have our portal. So where I died... So where's the pirate? Oh. Is invite him to the settlement. We have our stylist as well. And with this, we have defeated the pirate captain. So now we can finish our quest. But before we do that, let's loot everything here. I want something called a genie's lamp. It's a magic weapon that we can use in order to combine with our blood volley so we can have a better magic weapon. Well, I couldn't really make it into a better weapon yet because I was lacking some stuff. Anyways, we have gained a deep cavern ladder from defeating the pirate. So now we're at the forest deep cave. Our goal here is to find the boss summoning item, as well as looting a lot of tungsten, life quartz, and ectoplasm from monsters. Because of the high amounts of intelligence that I have, also because of the modded accessories that combines multiple accessories into one, we're pretty much very strong already. I mean, just look at how fast I kill the monsters. They die so fast with a splash of water from a genie's lamp. Also, if you remember how we killed the boss, we're just very strong right now. Anyways, this place had a lot of rubies, so this is gonna be useful for another bag upgrade, as well as making a new staff. Oh, and by the way, this is the new lamp I was talking about. If you combine blood volley and the lamp, we have this vampiric lamp. It's awesome. It fires really fast, and these things are homing. I also made a new type of book by combining all the existing books that I had. The Shadow Bolt, the Blood Bolt, and I think the Swamp Tome, resulting into a chromatic book. After all that shenanigans, I then started working on the arena where we'll be fighting the boss. Also, because this place was full of the walls, I was hoping that they would sell for a lot since I need a lot of money so I can restock on potions. After completing the arena though, I did not start the fight yet as I was curious on what else I can find down here, and I found like an area where it was full with bears. I easily took care of them with my vampiric lamp. And after I was grinding, I now have a shadow set. So I added everything with 4% damage, and now we're ready to fight the boss. We have our chromatic book and we have our vampiric lamp. Easy. Oh my god. The RPG mod is too overpowered. Well, not entirely, because... Oh wait, I'm killing like the summons. How do we use the chromatic one? The chromatic one deals so much damage. Oh, I just died already. That was fast. Same shenanigans as the previous bosses. I continued killing the Reaper for the other items that it might drop. If you see that blue box, it's a bug from using like the frost element to freeze the boss in place. It just turns into a square, a blue square. And after I was done with the boss, we now had all the weapons. So this is our new staff, Shadow Beam. I still like my vampiric lamp though, as it shoots really fast. But it's pretty nice to try out different weapons from time to time. So I'm gonna try the Shadow Beam. For our next target, it will be the Cryo Queen in the Snow Deep Cave. So our goal right now is to collect a couple of glacial shards. So if ever there's a new armor that we can craft, we'll do it. Also, if there's a new staff, I'm pretty interested to try it out. Shadow Staff is pretty cool as it bounces on walls and the damage is pretty high. But I believe I still prefer the vampiric lamp. Still though, it's really nice to use because it's just fun visually. In regards to my base, it's pretty expanded now. Well, the farm, but I'm not really organized with the plants. I just like place some seeds randomly. It still works, so our villagers will do the work for us. I also have a ranch for the cows, so we will not run out of any meat. And looky, a cooking station. We can finally make the best available food if we have the materials. Anyways, I expanded my grain mill, so I have something that keeps producing sugar, rice, and flour. As for my armor set, I decided to craft something called the Cryo Witch Armor Set. So this is an improvement to our previous Witch Armor set. I needed those and improve it to the Cryo version. Similar to the previous one, this increases both summon and magic damage. We have a special ability where we become immune and like do a Frost Nova. So this is the effect. Pretty awesome. Anyways, now that I was ready, it's time to set up the arena and we can start fighting the Cryo Queen. So I threw a lot of bombs at the Snow Deep Caverns. Also for this fight, I decided to use new types of weapon. We have the Ruby Staff and the other one is an Icicle Staff, I believe, that shoots a lot of icicles, basically. Fire it up. Oh my god, the damage is really nice. I just don't like how it's not homing. It's really hard to target the Cryo Queen. But the damage is really nice. Alright, how about the Ruby Staff then? It's so slow, it's very hard to hit. Well, we're killing it. And Frost Nova. I won't die from this. The damage is not great. But I think it would be worth if it was... what do you call this? I'm dying. I hope it dies first. Nice. Oh my god, that was close. Alright, so we got the Cryo Queen's items. So we got a rune here that stops for 1 second, launch an ice attack around you. What? I'll be trying this thing out as it sounds really cool. A Frost Nova similar to the Cryo Queen. But I would need a rune injector first. For now though, I tried out the Cryo Quake and it's very fun to use. It shoots really fast and it's like a straight line of icicles. Anyways, I continued fighting the Cryo Queen. There's still a couple of items I haven't gotten yet, so we'll keep doing this until we get everything. The chromatic book is still the best in fighting bosses because it just circles around them after shooting one. We compared it with the rapid fire buff I have on the wizard class. They just die so fast. Alright, so let's try out the Cryo Queen rune. So I now have a rune injector. Oh, that's awesome. What the hell? The only downside to that is that the cooldown is around 30 seconds per use. But still, it looks like a really awesome ultimate to do if I want to equip a rune injector. Aside from that, I crafted myself 10 pieces of life elixirs to expand my health even further. Now I have more than 500. Alright, so continuing our quest, our next agenda now was to kill the cursed Crone. So we'll be exploring the deep plain caverns, which is filled with these trees. Some of the trees are alive, but they're no match for our Cryoquake. There are also ghosts here that dies in like 2 hits. We're pretty powerful. Also, it didn't take long for me to find a lead on where the boss might be. So this huge river would lead to where the boss is. So this is a pretty nice find. But before fighting the boss, I did a couple of upgrades on my stuff, like upgrading my boots and upgrading most of my accessories by combining them together. I'm not sure which mod this is. I think it's Necesse Expanded. But look at how overpowered these accessories are. It combines so many trinkets into one. And it's awesome. I like it. I'm more powerful because of it. Alright, so back to our main mission, which we need to defeat the Cursed Crone. So this boss is a unique function where you have to beat it in tic-tac-toe. Fairly simple. I basically melt this guy with my current stats and weapons. So the only thing, or the only step left is to beat it with tic-tac-toe because that's one of its mechanics. It's basically invulnerable when it's in this state. So once we win, we can like burst our attack and kill it. So he dies. No more round 2. Okay, wow, so strong. Already dead. What is a Spirit Greaves? Alright, with this, we're not done yet because we gotta get all the items that the boss dropped. But after though, our next target is, I think, the one at the swamp. So the magic item for this place is called the Soul Storm, and honestly it attacks pretty slow, so I'm not using it. Anyways, there wasn't really much of a new upgrade before we go to the swamp cave, so I just headed here and started grinding the available ores. So here we have some emeralds, and for the ores, the new ores would be mycelium ores. Aside from the swamp monsters we encountered on here, there are also a couple of these human fish monsters, or the mermans or the mermaids. These guys are honestly really tanky. Or I guess it's me who's pretty weak now. I don't know why, but I did pretty well against the boss, but these mobs are built different. They're just very tanky. Either way, they don't really pose a challenge as we're very strong and we have an unlimited mana pool. I never really tried magic types in Necesse Unmodded, so I can't really compare the two. A unique encounter I did find here though was this thing called an aged champion. I don't know why, but I'm not doing anything at all. Maybe because he has a shield up, but I tried my best, but there was no damage. I did find a loophole to this. If I activate my fire enhancement, which does burning damage, I can do damage to the aged champion. But I need to wait for cooldowns in between because yeah, once my fire enhancement wears off, he will start slowly regenerating his health again. But once it's up, we start killing him again. This took a while, but I finally managed to defeat the aged champion and I got his armor set. It looks incredible, honestly, the description and stuff, but it's not really that great after trying it out. Look at this, a really long range shooting fast through sword. I don't know how to describe this, but it shoots out an arrow sword beam. It's pretty cool, but yeah, let's keep being a mage since this is the plan for the video. We're a wizard class. I then stumbled upon a mini dungeon of some sort, and down here it is mostly the mermans and a lot of chests around the small map. And down here I found a couple of the boss summoning items, so I can start making the arena when I can now. Okay, the arena is built. It's time to fight the boss. Wow, no damage. What is this lag? What is this lag? Wait, why am I hurt? What is this lag? Oh, I think I'm dead. I'm lagging so hard. It's over. It's not over yet. The lifesteal is helping me. Oh yeah, I forgot I have this frost ability. Oh, I can win maybe? I can win, yeah. Nice! I had to restart my game because of that weird lag. Anyways, I have the magic weapon dropped by this boss called the Venomous Staff, I believe. So this thing sprays really well and it does a lot of damage. So on the second fight with this guy, it was fairly easy compared to before because for now we have a really cool and very strong weapon. Alright, for our next mission, we need to defeat the boss at the deep desert cave. It would be Sage and Grit, two big dragons we need to defeat. And honestly, I was pretty surprised that I already found the area where it gives us a clue to where the summoning altar might be. So this was a lucky find. I won't need to waste a lot of time looking through the area. Also, the one I'm using right now was the Emerald Staff. It sprays like poison everywhere. The damage isn't really great, so I went back to my Venomous Staff. A couple of exploration later, I eventually found the altar. So all we need to do now is, I guess, improve our armor if we can. So we need to look for ores, cavelings, chests, anything that can improve our strength. And looky what I found. It's something called a Forbidden Spellbook. It increases my magic damage by 50%, but doubles the amount of mana usage I consume. But it's not really a problem for us since I have a lot of skill on my mana regeneration. So mana is not a problem unless I activate my attack speed. Anyways, I have a new and improved staff right now. This is my previous Dredgeling staff, I think that's what it's called, but combined with the ancient fossil ores that I found at the desert caves. It's a really strong weapon against normal mobs since it passes through walls and attacks them. I'm also gonna be using this on the boss fight. Maybe it's gonna be helpful. So let's begin this fight with Grit and Sage. So using the... I keep forgetting the name of the staff, so let's just call it the Dredgeling staff. I'm doing so good damage against these guys. And let's go! We have defeated the dragons, but like usual, I gotta defeat this again till I get everything. Aside from that, after defeating these two, a new area has been unlocked. It is a road towards, I guess, the final boss of the tutorial stage, which would be the Fallen Wizard. Anyways, back to defeating Sage and Grit. Alright, it's finally time to raid the last dungeon. I believe this is called the Temple, and our mission is kill the Fallen Wizard. The monsters here weren't really that hard, so it was easy to deal with. Anyways, I finally reached where the boss area is, and it's time to fight this boss. So this is the Fallen Wizard, and let's begin the fight. I was so close to beating this wizard, but I died at the last second. Anyways, even though I had this mod which significantly boosts my DPS or everything, like advantages in the game, more quality of life because of the trinkets, I still have a hard time dealing with this Fallen Wizard. And for the second time, I almost killed it and I died again. But on my third try, I finally beat the wizard. And finally, we have defeated the Fallen Wizard. And with that, we have beaten most of the tutorial bosses in the game. And the only thing left now was to do the incursions. But that's about it for the modded playthrough. So thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed your stay here. And don't forget to click that like and subscribe button. As for the mod list, I'll put it in the description. Bye now!